Hello, I'm your host, Dave Cassie, and this is episode 31 of Morning Coffee. Today I'm going to go through the installation of Windows 11. Like me, you might have ran into an issue with it requiring, kind of being a pain in the ass and requiring TPM 2.0. I'm going to show you how to enable TPM. If you bought a processor, Intel, AMD in the last couple of years, even maybe in the last 4 years, it should have some integrated TPM technology, and it should meet the requirements of TPM 2.0, especially if you download the latest firmware and BIOS for your motherboard. Usually it comes built into your motherboard, and it's just something that you simply have to enable on your motherboard. So I'm going to go ahead and through that process and what that looks like. So here I am on my virtual machine, and I'm just going to quickly show you if I try to. So the first thing you want to do is go to the official Windows 11 website and how to get it. And then if you scroll, I think if you scroll all the way down, maybe this is not it. Great. So you'll notice, yeah, it's bringing you to a bunch of links on how to purchase it. Let me see, is this the upgrade? So if I scroll all the way down on this, or how to get Windows 11, check for compatibility, download PC health check, and of course I'll put all these links in the description of this video so that you have them. Accept, install. Okay, once that's installed, just say open PC health check. And what this is going to do is going to check the compatibility with your current PC with Windows 11. One of the requirements is that you're signed in with a Microsoft account, which I should already be, and then you can just simply check here. So this is actually a virtual machine. What I can do is it tells me my amount of RAM, my SSD card, how old my PC is, etc. And then I just hit check now. So this is the thing. So actually, in this particular case, I'm getting two things. On my non-virtual PC, I actually only got this one thing, which was you must enable TPM 2.0, and this is what most people are probably going to see. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to enable that. So this is something that you're most likely going to enable in your BIOS. Most BIOSes, if it doesn't give you the key to enter your BIOS, it's most likely going to be F2. In my particular case, I have a Gigabyte motherboard, so I'm going to hit delete, and then that will enter my BIOS. Okay, here I go. I'm going to go through the process of how you enable it through BIOS. As you can see, I already have Windows 11 on this machine. But like I said, when I ran that PC health check, I was getting requires TPM 2.0. So I'm going to go ahead and reboot my machine. And then for this particular, like I said, I have a Gigabyte motherboard. And in order to enter my BIOS, I have to hit the delete key on my keyboard. And I have to do it pretty quickly because it boots up pretty fast. Even though I have fast boot up disabled. So as you can see, I'm in my BIOS. And it's a little sneaky of where it is. So here, I go into peripherals, And then as you can see here, and I also made sure that I had a pretty, like the latest version of BIOS for this Gigabyte. And Gigabyte's pretty cool because they have like a built-in BIOS updater in Windows that you can use. So you just go to here, Intel Platform Trust Technology, which is, you know, a little interesting because it doesn't say anything about it being TPM, but this is the thing that you have to enable in order to use your integrated TPM chip on the motherboard. Now, that's not to say that you can get you can actually buy a TPM chip. I think it's like a 16 pin or something like that, or 14 pin or something that you can actually just plug into your motherboard. And actually I think that provides better security, but in this case, I'm just trying to enable TPM so that I can install Windows 10 or Windows 11. So this is all I have to do here. So I would just enable this, save and exit, and then voila. And now I have a TPM enabled. And I'll show you real quick once my computer boots up on how you verify that in Windows. So there's two things, right? There's that PC health check, and then also there's something called like processor security or something to that effect, or that will also verify that you have a TPM chip, and then it's enabled, and it'll also tell you which version it is. So let's just go through that. So here we are, we're at the PC health check. I'll check now. And you'll see, there we are. Voila, meets all requirements. So let me just see all results, and then it'll just show you everything that's required in order to install Windows 11. PC supports secure boot. TPM 2.0 is enabled on this PC, and it's TPM 2.0. The processor is supported for Windows 11. I happen to have a Core i3, so this is a Gen 9, I believe, CPU. But I think anything 8, 9, or above, Intel or AMD, will work. Like I said, anything, I must have at least 4 gigs of RAM. I have 32. System disk must be 64 or over. Processor must have 2 or more cores. I have 4 cores and 3.6 gigahertz, and it only requires 1. So there you have it. And let me just show you real quick also where I went to get the download. Finding the Windows 11 download is actually kind of hidden. And I came upon this site here, which is actually, if you see English Great Britain versus English US, and then software download Windows 11. I'll put this link in the video description as well. Go down, there's 3 ways to do it. The Windows Installation Assistant, this is like if you're doing an in-place upgrade from Windows 10. This is the route I took for this PC. Create Windows 11 installation media. This is if you want to do either start from scratch or a clean install, and then you want to put it on a bootable DVD or disk or USB. This would be this option here, or an ISO, which you could actually make into a DVD or USB flash drive, or virtual machines, like anything VMware or Hyper-V will require an ISO in order for you to install Windows media. So you have 3 options, all available here. The beauty of Windows 11 is that it's a free upgrade from your existing Windows 10. So it cost me nothing. And now I have a brand new operating system. I like it. One of the biggest complaints that I've heard thus far is that your Windows 11 taskbar, it's like in the center here, and it's very Mac or Apple-esque, and people don't gift for that, especially your Windows loyalist. But you can easily adjust that if you go into here. There's an option where you can set it so that it's on the left hand side. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, here we are. So if you go to, you saw a right click, taskbar settings, go into taskbar behaviors, and then go, instead of putting center, put it to the left, and then you just have a very similar start menu and taskbar like you would in Windows 10. It looks pretty similar. The start menu is a little different. You don't have these options over here, but they kind of replaced that with these pinned items, right? So you have your settings, your store, and everything else kind of in this little pane here. Obviously you can customize this, and then if you need to go to all apps, this looks more like, you know, your Windows 7, Windows 10 start menu here. You have your power options here, sleep, shutdown, restart. You have your log off here. So it's essentially the same, and then also you could still right click your taskbar, you know, to get to your settings, your task manager, and everything else. You don't have your control panel here, but I have my control panel pinned here on my taskbar. You could also pin it, you know, on your start menu as well. You could pin it here. So you have various options. You know, the navigation is a little different, but not terribly different. Not your typical Microsoft where they completely rearrange things. So I like it. It's very clean, very crisp, very responsive. If you're a gamer like myself, you have the built-in Xbox Game Pass and app with the latest and greatest. So yeah, I'm liking it this far. And yeah, that's it.